Hey everybody, welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. You can follow me online by going to Rumble and just type in rumble.com/ Mark Parham and I should pop up. Also, you can follow me on X by going to x.com/ Mark Parham _ and I should pop up there also. So I was looking at, you know, Europe and looking at Italy and all of these different countries and France and, just different things around the world. And, you know, one of the things that I'm noticing is that basically the whole world is almost shifting to the right. Like the whole world is embracing conservative politics, politicians, like things are changing. There's a huge shift right now that I'm seeing, and I'm happy about it. And one of the things I'm noticing about, what's going on in Europe, in some of the European countries, is that they're tired of illegal immigration. They're tired of, their resources being spent on people that come to the country and, don't work, aren't productive, and that are committing crimes. Also, they're tired of some of these environmental policies, some of these policies with the environment where they're saying, oh, well, you have to have solar energy and, a carbon tax for this and this and that. It's just like people are tired right now. I think sometimes that's what it takes for things to change. And so, like they say, make America great again, with the Donald Trump election. I think it's time to make Europe great again. And I think it's slowly happening. I think that, I'm happy Elon Musk is getting involved in, some of the things he's doing out in some of these, different countries and stuff, because this is not just, it's not just people tired in America, but it's folks all around the world, white, black, Hispanic, Latina, like everyone's tired, Asian. And I remember before where, if you were if you're a person leaning to the right when it comes to politics, people would say, oh, you're a racist and you're an evil person and you don't like people of a different culture or race coming into your country and, you're horrible. And now it's just like people are like, enough is enough. Like all of these, left-wing politicians, the only thing they could do is label people racist. That's the sort of the ace in the hole for them. They don't like what's going on or somebody saying something. They say, oh, that person over there, he's a racist. They don't like minorities. And even minorities are waking up and saying, well, wait a minute. You're accusing folks on the right or politicians who are, more right-leaning you're accusing them of being racist. But, they're saying, well, wait a minute. What are you doing for our community? And a lot of people are waking up, and I'm happy that people are waking up. And if you notice, that's why you have a lot of these politicians, even in places like Germany, where they're sitting back and saying, oh, well, we're going to monitor what Elon Musk is saying to certain politicians because, some of the things he's saying could be meddling in, in the politics in our country and all this other stuff. And these folks who are a part of the European Union, some of these politicians in France, Germany, they want to censor the internet because they want to hold on to power. I mean, so many people are waking up every day that they don't know what to do. I mean, before they could, keep their lives going and they could do things behind the scenes because remember, decades ago, they had mainstream media. A lot of these mainstream media companies were basically working for the government, even though they don't say they are, but they were doing the government's bidding by, putting out false narratives, trying to mess up certain politicians and political campaigns, keep people from voting for certain people. And now with social media, all of the lies are being exposed. And so if you notice how people have tried to go after TikTok, people have tried to go after Elon Musk with X. We're saying, oh, well, some of the content on there is, needs to be cleaned up and it's harmful for adults and, people that are, a certain age and all this other stuff. They're coming up with all these lies and they don't know what to do. And the beautiful thing is that even though they're lying and they're putting out these false narratives, nobody believes the media like they used to. I mean, if you go back to the 70s and 80s, people trusted their media more. Now, I mean, the media almost has, people don't trust it at all. Like, do you trust the Anderson Cooper? Do you trust, some of these different television stations and stuff in Europe to give you, real news? And some of these folks that are spreading all these false narratives, especially in America, have you seen the salaries that some of these people are getting? Like, some of these folks are multimillionaires, and all they do is wake up and spread false lies and propaganda. Like, they'll wake up and they'll make it seem like Elon Musk is the worst person in the world, like Donald Trump is the worst person in the world, when you have real criminals out here and people that don't care about America or don't care about Europe that are causing all this harm and destruction. They don't mention anything about those people. Like, you notice you haven't seen any news reports on, I think his name is Alex Soros, George Soros, it's his son. You don't see any, mainstream media companies, talking about his background 24/7. But, if Elon Musk is, at making a speech, or if Elon Musk trips over a rock somewhere on the ground, it's constant news coverage. If it's Donald Trump, constant news coverage. And I mean, he's going to get news coverage because he's the president, but they always look for little things. Like, oh, well, Donald Trump, this word slipped out of his mouth. Well, we think he's a horrible racist person. Like, they're so desperate to find any little thing, even with this Elon Musk situation with the hand gesture. Everyone knows Elon Musk was doing a hand gesture and he's not some horrible racist person, but they're blowing it up, putting it all on the media and, acting like, he's the most evil person in the world. And if anything, he's trying to save humanity. He's trying to create, electric vehicles, and he's for free speech. He's for people talking with each other, debating with each other. And, they're looking for anything to find, to any bad thing to say. And if you look at it, it's not just American media, but it's media all around the world. Some of this left-wing media is, if you look at some of the ratings of some of these companies, people they're not even, they don't even care to watch some of these news programs anymore, because, you know that you're going to get lies. You're going to get a false narrative. That they're not telling the truth. And so they don't realize some of these legacy media companies are making more people go to places like X for news. They're making more people go to places like Rumble. They're making more people go to, online websites, because people just don't trust, somebody like Anderson Cooper. People don't trust, 90% of the folks on CNN and MSNBC. I call it MSDNC, because they almost, work for the Democrat Party. But, people just want news. Like, what happened to politician does something wrong, we're going to put out a news story, regardless if he's left or right, Democrat or Republican. They look at how the media is, talking about, look how they protected, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, they protected Kamala Harris when she ran for president. They almost acted like Kamala Harris could do nothing wrong. And if you look at that election, even in America, with Donald Trump, it was basically Donald Trump versus billion-dollar media companies. That's basically what it was. It wasn't Donald Trump versus Kamala. It was Donald Trump versus Kamala and billion-dollar media companies. And Donald Trump ended up winning because people got to the point where, the lies were being exposed. But you go back 20 or 30 years, and those media companies would have basically, those lies that were being told would have affected a whole election. And so I'm happy that a lot of folks in Europe are waking up. They're realizing that there's a lot of corruption with the European Union. They don't believe a lot of folks that are telling them that they need to do certain things, or they need to, think a certain way. Like, people are now just saying, well, you know what, I'm going to judge misinformation for myself. You have politicians in Europe talking about, oh, well, this is, we got to crack down on misinformation and disinformation, all these terms. And it's just like, let people decide what they think is true or not. Like, let people do their own research. You don't want a government telling you, or an agency to tell you, this is how you should think. And people are not cool with that. People are tired of it. And the old tricks that some of the politicians in Europe and France and Germany and Italy, some of those old tricks that were, used aren't going to be able to work anymore. Like people are going to, I'm seeing this shift. It wasn't like this before, but more people are leaning to the right. You see what's happened with Donald Trump in America. You've seen what's happened in Italy. You're slowly seeing what's happening in France. Like people are leaning to the right, and I'm happy about it. And I think that this shift is going to make the world better. It's going to make the world a better place to live in. And people want common sense. People are tired of people being able to come to the countries illegally and do what they want to do and commit crimes. Like that day is over. So again, in the comment section, let me know how you feel about this topic. And also, you follow me on Twitter, like I said, or X now, x.com/Mark Parham _. Follow me on Rumble, rumble.com/Mark Parham. And, let me know how you feel. But again, I think it's time to make Europe great again. So in the comment section, let me know how you feel on this topic. Thank you.